Hi, I'm Bill Walton, founder of creatingyourbest.com. Today, I want to welcome you here in our home in the Caribbean. We're going to be continuing our conversation around the question, how do I create my best life? Now, there are 6 points, and we covered this in the last video, and we're going to continue it. I'm going to repeat them quickly. Step one, experience the creator. We took our entire segment last time on that. Challenge you to go back, listen through that. Very important. Step two, learn that you are a creator. Step three, learn how creation works. Step four, write out what it is that you want to create. What does your best life look like to you? Step five, daily begin to activate the laws of creation to create your best life. And then step six is repeat again. So let's get into the second of those steps. Learn that you are a creator. Now we go into much more depth in the book, Creating Your Best Life. But one of the key pieces that you need to understand is that you are a creator. Psalms 82. We mentioned that in one of our earlier times together. Psalms 82 is what we call the co-creation chapter. And it really brings together the reality that God and you have elements to do and to be involved with to creating your best life. I don't just have a hands-off take that whatever God's will be, and whatever He wants to happen is going to happen. And we talk about that in depth. That God's will doesn't just automatically happen. We have our part to play in it as well, and it's very important for us to understand that. Step three is really learning how creation works. We go into elements of the laws of creation. So God says in Psalms 82 that you are a God, which we talked about is the Hebrew word Elohim, which is creator. In the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and the earth. You and I were created in his image to create. So if that is the truth, if that is a truth, then what is my part to play in how do I create? There are rules of creation. And we go back to the very beginning when God created the heavens and the earth. How did he do that? And do those rules still apply? So if I know and understand those rules, how do I then take them and apply those to my life? I need to understand that I'm a creator, but then understand how creation works. What is the power of my thought life? What is the power of the words that speak out of my life? What are the power of my actions? What is the power of my being intentional in my life versus just reactive, right? Whatever comes my way, I just react to. What is my part to play? And it's in understanding these principles and then putting them to work. Step four, write out what it is that I want to create. I'm going to spend a little bit of time here because this is one of those elements that I find that most people are very sloppy about what they want in life. They just react. From the time they're born to the time they die, they just react to whatever the criteria that's thrown at them for the most part. Well, if I'm going to create my best life, I need to have a blueprint that has all of the pieces that I want in my life laid out so that I understand what my best life would be. Take a minute today and write out some very specific pieces. What is it that I would like to see in my best life? What are those pieces? In the book, Creating Your Best Life, we walk through an entire chapter on creating your best life blueprint. And there are specific elements that you want to be aware of within that book to implement. Once again, if I'm building a house, I have to have a blueprint. I get together with an architect, I put together a blueprint, as my wife and I have done when we built homes. Then that architect goes to the builder, and the builder then builds, right? You, as the person wanting to create your best life, what is your blueprint? What have you written out to say, this is what I want to see happen in my life? And what you want to do is you want to do that both from a long-term perspective and on an annual basis. How do I do that? Because if this is where I want to get at the end of my life, how do I do that year after year so that I end up getting there? How do I build my best life? Now, writing that out, that's step 4. Step 5, daily begin to activate the laws of creation. Do you know God put these laws of creation into place? As a man thinks, so is he. Hebrews 11:1. Faith gives us the title deed to whatever it is that we are confidently expecting. So, how do I put hope, biblical hope? How do I put confident expectation to work for me to create my best life? How do I put the words that I speak, the thoughts? Ephesians chapter 3, verse 20, it says, and to him who is able to give us exceedingly abundantly above all we could ask, think, or imagine. Right? So the question is, what are you asking for? What are you thinking for? What are you imagining for? All of those elements give the launching point for God to then do exceedingly abundantly above it. Stop for a moment. Ask yourself the question, what do I spend most of my time thinking about? Is it on some worst case scenarios? Is it fear-based or is it faith-based? Do I stop? When was the last time I stopped and imagined, what does my best life look like? What is the imagination? We go into a lot of depth on the power of imagining. And the most successful people that in business and in faith, all of them have had very healthy lives with imagining what it is that they want to accomplish. That is a rule. Those are laws that come into play. All right. And then, of course, number 6. Number 6 is repeat. Now, what I find often is that people they hear teachings like this, they get easily motivated to start, and you give people a week, a month, a year, and they begin to quit. You get a smaller and smaller percentage of people. You have to choose today that this is something I'm going to commit to for the rest of my life. Do I want to build my best life? So that repetition, and we go into this in the earlier chapters of the book, how repetition is critical in rewiring my confident expectation. If you were born with a thought process of lack or defeat, and that was what was blueprinted in you, it's going to be repetition that rewires that subconscious to now wire you so that your expectation is that good things happen to me. One of my favorite things that I teach in this book, right? It's out of Psalms 23. It says, surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life. And you know what? This is one of those days. So good things are coming my way. That's your reality as well. Surely goodness and mercy is going to come your way every day. Today is one of those days. What are you expecting? What good things are you expecting to come your way as you begin this wonderful journey of creating your best life?